Hey, what's up guys, BriarRabbit here, and today I want to talk a little bit about my thoughts on the new Xbox 720, the new PlayStation 4, and not necessarily talking about specs and rumors, but really about what these two companies are doing and how that's really affecting already our impressions of what these consoles are going to be and our instinct to buy them. It's funny because the reason I was thinking about doing this video is because I'm already starting to get this bad taste in my mouth about the Xbox 720, and I don't even know if that's going to be called the Xbox 720, but that's how I'm going to refer to it until I hear differently. A lot of people think that it's going to be called just the Xbox, which I think is a bad idea. Some people think it's going to be called the Xbox 3, which I also think is a bad idea. But you know what? Microsoft has a horrible track record of naming things poorly, and it wouldn't surprise me if they do the same thing here. Although a lot of people thought the iPad was a terrible name. It brought up kind of these visions of tampons, right? And iPad obviously works. So who am I to say about what Microsoft should name a console? But it's kind of funny that they can't even decide on what they're going to name this thing. They haven't officially talked about this thing yet. There's been a couple of like leaks, and there's been a couple of kind of rogue employees talking about it. And the big one that everybody's talking about right now is this always online thing, where you won't be able to play the game you just bought at GameStop or at Walmart or at wherever you buy your games, your hard copy of games, unless your Xbox is online. Now, I think this is a ridiculously dumb idea. A lot of people think it's a bad idea. But to be honest with you, it's not going to affect my life whatsoever. But the problem is, the real problem is for Microsoft, is that they're really kind of losing this battle of hearts and minds up front. So Sony, I think, although a lot of people don't think that their press release, the big press announcement for the PS4 was a good press announcement, I think what they did is they got a lot of people on their side. They got people thinking about them. They got kind of that developer relationship out there. So that was a big problem with the PS3, was the developer relationships were terrible. They were coming off the PS2. They were just riding on their high horse. And they designed this like bizarre contraption that ended up being the PS3. Developers hated it. Sony wasn't going out there and signing these developer deals like Microsoft was. And it really shows, is you see Microsoft really nailed it with the Call of Duty licensing stuff, right? Is they get all the DLC early for this entire generation. Who knows if that's going to go on to the next generation? I hope it doesn't, because I'd really like to see, Call of Duty DLC be available on both consoles at the same time. I think that'd be much better. But, I really feel like Xbox is kind of losing this, like, war of hearts and minds. And I think they got to get out there in front of this, Having these rogue tweets by some, like, random Microsoft employee talking about, this is the future. Always online is the future. Just deal with it. Well, that's not how you want to talk to your customers. These are people who have an investment in your product, right? Is people go out and they spend... Let's say this new thing is going to cost $500. If you go out and spend $500, you have made an investment in Microsoft and the fact that they're reliably going to be able to please you with this product. And if you start pissing them off before the thing's even released, you're in big trouble. And I think Sony's doing a much better job of that this time around. I think they really learned their lesson with the PS3. If anybody remembers, when they first announced this PS3, I think it was at E3, and they came out and they actually said they wanted this to be an aspirational product, right? If you don't remember, the thing was like $600 when it came out. And that was back in, what was that, 2004 money? That was a long time ago. $600 was a lot of money to be spending on console. And I don't think it really paid off for anybody. Spending $600 on that console, it wasn't that much better than the Xbox 360 that you could buy for, I think it was $400, or maybe it was even $350. I'm not exactly positive of the prices, but I really think Sony's knocking it out of the park right now. They're being open, they're being forward, they're showing that they got developers on their side, they got new products coming out. I think they're really knocking it out of the park right now. They could have done better with their press conference, but this is really round one of this console war, right? Is getting people on your side, winning those hearts and minds, getting those fanboys. Those fanboys are those brand ambassadors that you really want to have. You know, look at Apple. Apple has made a whole business out of having these brand ambassadors. It's really, and they kill it for them. You know, you got the tiniest little Apple rumor comes out, and it gets like huge press. You see it on like newspaper, on the front pages of newspapers. It's ridiculous how much press Apple gets. You know, all they make is computers, cell phones, and you know, they're just a consumer electronics manufacturer, but they have this enormous amount of mind share. And that's what these companies need to be thinking about right now, is getting us, the gamers, on their side. So that when, let's say, like a real hardcore gamer, that's who they need on their side. So that when, you know, somebody who's a more casual gamer says, you know, hey, you know, hardcore gamer, which console should I buy? I'm not too sure. Should I get the PS4 or should I get the Xbox 720? Well, you want to have won that hardcore gamer's mind over so that he can, without a doubt, just say, yes, buy this Xbox 720 or buy this PS4. And that's what Xbox is messing up on right now. And I hope they get their shit together because, you know, I want the new Xbox to be awesome. I want the new PS4 to be awesome. You know, more competition is better for me. You know, it makes the two companies work harder to win me over and to get me to spend money on their product. So that's all I got for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. It really helps me out. And hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more like this. Up on the screen right now on the left-hand side is my Best Weapon Shootout playlist. It's a playlist where I just go over each kind of combination of guns and compare two similar guns. And hopefully later on I'll be comparing more kind of random picks. And on the right-hand side is 9 tips to beat lag comp. So check that out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.